Welcome to this video. My name is Wilfred, and in today's session, we are going to run on how to use Power BI to do some data visualization. So, if you are new to this channel, please consider to subscribe. Welcome. So, for us to achieve our objective in this Power BI for data visualization, first we need to have some knowledge on this Power BI and some skills, also knowledge and skills on data analysis. So you don't need to worry that maybe you don't know you have skills on this about BI, because in this video I'm going to do everything step by step so that you can be able to understand everything. So as you can see from my screen, what I have is actually one of Power BI that I have for have created. So we are going to do the same thing step by step so that you can be able to understand. So in summary, what we are going to do, we are going to include some graphs, some what we call, like what you can see is what we call a scroller, which is also very important, in visualizing some data. We also have a line graph. We also have some, so you can see the date. So you can see all this in this case. So this is actually what we're going to do. So in the next 20 to 30 minutes, you'll be in a position of doing the same thing. So be with me until the end. Good. Now, what is the first step? Now the first step that we need to do is to have the data. The data is very important in data analysis. So that's what we need to have. So in this case, I'm going to use FICOBATS data sample data. So these are data that contains some information on FICOBATS, like engines, batteries, and so on. So this is just a sample data that we're going to use in this case. And after that, you need to have the Power BI, the Power BI tool, which is business intelligence tool. So this tool has some features, free features and paid features. So you have to have this. Like in my case, as you can see, if you have already installed your tool, the Power BI, the business intelligence tool, which is the Power BI, you realize by default it has some features here. But if you go to this, you can be able to get more features. But like in this case, you can see I have an extra feature, which is a scroller and a Baybar KPI donut chart, which is not part of the default features. Now for this one, for you to have this extra, to have access to these extra features, so you need to have a business. You have to sign in to Power BI by business email. So if you can be able to see at the top of this, you'll be able to see I have signed in, Wilfred, signed in. So that is the reason as to why I'm able now to access the extra or the more features like Power BI and the scroll. I mean the scroller. So like in your case, you might not find this, but this one you must have this. You must sign in by business email. Good. So once you sign in, that's the first step. Once you sign in, you can go to this get more features. You just click there. Then after that, you'll have it will just take some few seconds depending on the speed of internet to load those extra features. So then from there, you'll be able to select the one you are interested in. So that is the first thing that you need to do. Then from there after, then the next step is to now to decide on which visuals are you going to include in your dashboard. So for instance, we have the line graph, we have the pie chart, we have that scroller, and so on. So you need to have something that is so appealing to the customer clients, to maybe your seniors, yeah. Something that you create, and from there you can be able to make some conclusions and recommendations. So that's what we are mainly interested in. So good, you can see now I have the extra visuals. So there are so many, there are so many. So if you want to include anything, for instance, if I have to include a sunburst by a mark KPI circle card, so you can be able just click there and you add. So that is the goodness of having this Power BI while signed in. Those are some of the privileges that you can get. So that's it. So in this case, I can be able to, you see, I have already imported that data, but I can also, for the sake of you, I can be able to import it again. So just go to Excel. You can go to Excel, and you can be able to get. So you can see my data is vehicle sample data. I can just click there and open. So it will connect. Just a few minutes. So we'll be able to have that data. Then you can see at this point we have that data, motor vehicle parts. So if you have Excel with more worksheets, so they will be displayed here, and from there you can be able to select the one that you're interested in. Like in this case, the vehicle sample data as the first sheet or the worksheet is renamed as motor vehicle parts. So if I have 10 of them, you can be able to select, they will be right there, and you select the one you're interested in. But since I have only one, and this is the only one that I'm interested, I'll just tick that, and now the data will load. So you can be able to see the data here. It has actually some columns or variables. You can see channel, profit, total sales, we have unit sold, cost per unit, and we have product, city, and we have the state, and the invoice date. So you can be able to see all are being they are here. Now you have two options. Once you have marked the data that you want to use, you can either route the data or transform the data. So if you want to transform the data, for instance, if you have missing values, actually this opportunity for you to do some data cleaning. But if the data is clean and there are no anything that maybe you feel like may affect the output, so you don't need to use this option. So since in my case we don't have any missing values and everything is cleaned, so I can just finish with route the data. So immediately you do that, on your right hand side, so first there will be apply changes and so on. You just click apply changes. So already I actually had and what and imported that data. So you can just round put, so you apply changes just like that, and now we have that data. So you can see I've okay, of course I've more than twice, but no harm with that. So what you do is this. So we have that data motor vehicle parts. So you can click here to extend. So if you extend, you'll be able to see all the all the all the columns we have in this. So now after that, so it's for you to start building visuals with your data. That's the thing. So I want us to start with what we call the donut chart. So that using this donut chart, you can be able to understand about this channel. Like remember we have online and store, like where the products were being sold from. There are those that were being sold online, and there were those that were being sold from the store. So for us to understand that kind of relationship, so we have to use this donut. I like, okay, you can use pie chart as well, but in this case let us use donut. I think this one will make it more appealing. So you just select that. So you can see we have selected donor to this workspace. Now, immediately you do that, below on the region there will be another table where you'll be able to fill in the what you will be able to fill in the columns. Now, for instance, you want to assess the relationship between the store and online channel based on the total sales made. Or we can also say the number of units sold, by the way. So let us use the unit sold. Now the add, you can see add the data here. So we just drop the channel to this part. So after that After doing the journal like that, now we write the values. So the values we use the units sold, just like that. Perfect. So we are there, almost there. Then after that, good. So immediately you do that, you'll be able to see now what you'll be able to see the sum of units sold in each and every channel. So I can even extend this so that you can be able to see where. Good. So we have built our first visual, which is the Donald chart. You can see we have the channel. There are two of them. We have store and online, and as you can see from here, so the store channel consists of the highest number of units sold. So we have around 24k in total, and online we have 130k in total, which is equivalent to 34.3%, and this store is equivalent to 65.7%. So you can see now from here, you can be able to start telling a story about this issue. Good. Now, the next want us to use the Rhine graph. So we want to understand maybe the trend of the sales in terms of maybe months, year, and so on. So now the next thing we can just double click here. So and just double click here. Then now we just select the line graph. You can see the line chart there. So you can see the line chart. So you double click it here. So you have a line chart here, just like that. So from this line chart, now you realize now immediately you do that, you'll have the x-axis and the y-axis. So you have to specify the x-axis and the y-axis. Like in the x-axis, now this is where we are specifying our date. So we have the invoice date. So we just drop it here. Then for the y, so on the date, remember we have the year, quarter, months, days, and so on. So we may decide to focus on the sorry, on the months. So you can just remove for the other one that you don't like, so that you remain with the months, just like that. Now for the y-axis, we are interested on the sales, total sales. So just drop the total sales like that. So you see, you can, after doing that, you will be able to have a line graph, a nice line graph. Now from here, you can be able to tell, you can see how the trend of sales was. Now from January, they were highest, so they dropped by February all the way to March, and they decreased from March all the way to April. So you can see the trend. Now this is the importance of this line graph. So you can extend like this, and this part you can also do this, and for this we can just extend like that. Yeah, so you can see we have two features already. Now the next one, I want us to use to make use of the scroller now. So we want to understand on now this scroller, using now the scroller option. So we double click here to have another feature. Then now click on the scroller. I don't need the scroller, this is the added feature, so you have to sign in and have this. So you double click just like that. Now for this one, you have category, measure of deviation, and measure of absolute, and measure of deviation. So there will be three options. So like you see, maybe if you have ever seen about stock market, sometimes you get maybe the sales are high, sometimes they are high, sometimes they drop. So they are being represented by maybe a green sign, or when they are low, red sign. When they are high, we have a green sign. So category, I want us to use now I really want us to use we can see the product as the category, so you can see now it works. Then we use the measure of the measure of maybe the total sales, and we use the maybe unit sold. Unit sold as a measure of deviation. But I think this is just for practice. But now in most cases this works better in when we have maybe stock market data. Now, but you see, if I remove this, I want you to realize something. If I remove this, Now up to this point, when you just key in the category, it will just be empty. Now when you include the absolute, the measure of absolute column, you'll be seeing you have just started creating the scroller. So you can see there will be there will be motion, some statistic in motion. Now when you finish with the unit root, so you can see at this point there is a motion, but we don't have those signs that indicates whether the cells are higher or they are low. So you can include now use the unit sold. Let us make based on the unit sold, just like that. So you can see now once you include the third column, now there will be those signs. So you can see a green arrow that points up, so indicating that there is an increase for that. So you can also extend this so as to make sure that we have everything in order, just like that. Good. Now we have that scroller, so that's how you make a scroller. So for us, I think before we move to the next two visuals, we need to edit this. So for you to edit these visuals, like you increase the speed and so on and the font, just go to format your visual, and now there is a scroller. So extend that, increase that. So there will be a scroll speed, font size, and so on. So we want to increase the font size, so you just click here, just like that. So you can increase some large as you want. So let us say we want to use what? We want to use something like what? Something like 60. Let's say you want to use 60, like that. So you can extend that. So immediately you do that, this will increase. And the speed, let us say we want to increase to 4. So you can see now the font size has increased to 60, and now the speed, so the speed has just increased. So that's how you, if you want to change the text color and the background and so on, you're going to be able to do that. Now let us move to the next visual, which is actually I want us to use a column, budget. So let us use a budget. I think we can use the row one. So we just click there, just like that. Now for the y-axis, we want to use the cells, or okay, let us see the profit that were made by each and every product. So we use the cells for the y, just like that. And now we use the product for the x-axis. We have graph. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. No, for the y we use for the y is where you use now the profit, our, and our x will use the profit, and our x will use the product. Yeah, this sounds good. Yeah, I think this one will give us okay. So we have count of profit, and I think this profit is not giving us the right information. What we'll do? Oh, sorry, the count of product. No. So this is what we will do. Instead of this, I think this we can use now the what? The sales, total sales, and the product, x-axis. Yeah, this one now looks good. So you can see now we have the sum of the total sales by product. So you can see like we have brakes, radiators, batteries, and transmission. So you can see the brakes as total sales. They ask the highest total sales compared to the transmission. So that's how you can make those kind of conclusions from this. So you can just do it like this. Now I want us to add the last visual, which is border there, which is what you call what? As riser. Now this one will help us now to understand, maybe to adjust our visuals to maybe towards a specific period of time and so on. So we'll just include the last one here. Then just double click here so that you can have it. Then now we have this riser. Perfect. Now this riser, we don't need one field. You only have to add one field. Now in this case, we we'll have the invoice date. So just drop it here, just like that. Perfect. So you can see now we have this slicer with invoice date. And now if you want to, you can also actually format this. You can format the slicer setting. You can go to slicer setting and the so we have general. We have what? So yeah, the title. So you can see you can be able to do that kind of settings. If you go to the effect, you can see the background. You can also decide to change the background. Maybe let us say you want to change it to the color, like something like that. You see, something like that. So you can be able to change such that kind of color. Then for these options, you have tracer header. So you see tracer so is on. If you want to put it off, you can just do it like that. Sometimes it's good, yeah, to put it like that. Then we have what? So perfect. Now the values, so you can increase the font size as well. So you can increase that. You see, you can increase it like that. So, but I want us to have it in aligned. Okay. You can decrease. You can reduce that. Just like that, like that. So let us have it at the 9. Okay, 12. We can just pull it as well. You can see we have pulled it as well. And the font, the color, you can also change this. So if you want so more appealing, you can set to change to N. So you can be able to see that. You can be able to change it to N, but by default, let us leave this as a default one. This black. Good. Now this you can see that's how you can edit those features and so on. Now you can see actually I need up here I need one more feature, so I think it's not good. Also it's good to have yeah, let us have that like that. Let us have the last one here now. The last one I want us to use the KPI, so we'll use this card, and also sometimes gauge, but let us use card like that. Now in this card I want us to use the what? I want us to use the profit. We want to understand the total sales, so we drop it here like that. Perfect. Now you can be able to see we have 25 million, so you can also edit that. Maybe edit that. The size you can also bold if you want, like that. The color you can be able to see that. The and so on. So let us leave it like that. Good. Now these are the, you see, up to this moment we have included all our important features. So what we have here now is no longer a feature, but it is what we call the the what the dashboard. So you can be able to see the dashboard at this point. So it does some this year we have 6 in this case we have 6 visualization. So we have donut chart, we have line graph, we have a card, we have the scroller, we have the line bar chart, and we have the slicer. Now I want you to see the use of this slicer. So you see this slicer, this data contained of the sales from the year, consists of the sales from the year 2018 to 2019, all the way from 1st January 2018 to that 1st December 2019. So it's a full 2 years data. Now you can see the total here in this case 48 million, the total sales, the sum of total sales. Now if you want to adjust this, you can, you see, you can do it like this. So if you want at least 1 year, you can adjust like this. So immediately you do that, you realize it will affect all the other visualizations. So you see they are loading. Perfect. So you can see now from the year first the year 2019 we have 37 million. So you can see actually for the channels the store in the year 2019 we had 188k total units sold, which is equivalent to 62.4%, and this what the online has 37. You can see it has what 37.6%, which is equivalent to 113k. Now the running graph also you can see that's changed. Also the scroll has also changed. Now you can also decide to focus on the year 2018 alone. So just do like that. Yeah, scroll right there. So you see to the road. That's it. So you can see now in the year 2018, now the total sales were just 9 million. And now you can be able to see it has affected all of this. In the year 2018, the total sales units sold by the store journal, they were around 57k, which is equivalent to 78.49%, and online it was just 16k, which is equivalent to 21.51%. And also you can see this scroller has also changed, so it affects everything. Also the same way to the budget. And now for the line graph, you can be able to see how the trends were. So you can see this day when the trends were not that stable, but you can see in the year June actually we had the depression here, so there were a decrease. You see there was an increase and there was a deep decrease here, and also in July there was an increase at the same time. So you can see maybe there are other external factors maybe that might lead to this kind of trend. So you can see now up to this point we have just generated our dashboard. This is a complete dashboard. Now you can be able to share to your peers, to your colleagues, to your team, and so on. Now this is the importance of this Power BI, and as you have seen, actually this is not something that is so complex. It's not that as long as you understand what you are doing, it's not that much complicated. Now after doing this, what is the next step? Now the next step for you is to publish this kind of dashboard. Now I can be able to publish so that it can be accessed by everyone, maybe in my team and so on. So what you do after that, you just finish with, first of all, let us save this. You go to save before you publish. You just go to file and save. So you can save as just like that. Now call it you can call it put it on desktop and call it Fico dashboard site 2023, just like that. You save it like that and you finish. So you save. Now after you save after you've saved your work, now the next step is to publish. So let us go to publish this report online in the Power BI service. Just click there. But this one is not possible for you if you have not signed in. This one is only possible if you sign in to your Power BI. So and as I started this, I started with that you have to maybe you don't know your Power BI. If you have a business email, this one will not also work with Gmail. It works with the business email like .com and so on. Now you select a destination. So by default, I just take this Microsoft Workspace and click select. So immediately you select that, now it will be published. So publishing to Power BI. So it will just take a few seconds, depending on how big maybe your dashboard is. Then it will say to successfully publish this. So immediately publish it, now it will be good. So you can see there's a message success. Now you can be able to open this in the Power BI. Just click there. So at this point, it will direct you to backup AI service in maybe if you're using Chrome and so on. So at this point, I can be able now to even do what? To log out my dashboard because I don't need it anymore. So now I can be able to access my output, my dashboard from the online. So I can just click that skip. So you can see this my email. So you can log in with the business email as I was saying, which is .com and so on. So you just wait. Perfect. So is this publishing this so that it can be available in Power BI. Perfect. So you can see FIECO dashboard hashtag 2023. So we saved this where it is updated. So you can see the date updated. So it's 3rd February 23rd. Sorry, 2023. And now these are the dashboard we created. So you can see how nice it looks. So at this point, now your team can be able to access this kind of dashboard from my what from your Power BI once you publish it, and you can see there is an option of export and share and so on. So if I have your email, if maybe let us say your team has some their email, now you can be able to do that. So you just go to share. So immediately you click share, you'll be able to see people in your organization with links. You can view and share. You can see you can be able to do that to your organization. Enter the email or email address. So you just you enter the email here and you send, and you'll be able to click send. So you will be able to send this to your team, maybe to your clients, or maybe your superiors and so on, investors and so on. So you can see up to that point, you can be also able to copy the link. If you want to copy the link copied, you can just copy like that, and if you want to paste it somewhere, or send it someone, maybe via even WhatsApp, as long as he or she has the Power BI. Once he or she clicks that link, you will open it by Power BI, and you will be able to view everything in this. So you can see in this case, I can be able to yeah, this is where you can view all of this well, so you can be able to do that, change everything to that. So you can say 48 million. So if I want any period I want, you can also extend this. Immediately you click here, you'll be able to see a whole calendar, and you feed the data the way you want. You would. So up to this point, I think I have covered what I wanted wanted you to understand, especially in this Power BI. How to use Power BI to make meaningful dashboards that will be create so an impact on businesses and so on. So as you can see, that's how you create this simple dashboard in Power BI, and they have shown you on how to publish it and also share it to your team or organization. So I think up to this point, I don't have anything else to add to this. But if you have any question about this Power BI, if you want to be trained, I also offer those services. I also offer tutoring services on these business intelligence tools like Power BI, programming languages such as R and Python, so database, SQL, and so on. I can also offer those services. So you just on the comment below, just comment there, and I'll reach you out, or you just reach me direct through my business email. Thank you, and thank you for enjoying the session. Thank you. See you next time.